name is Anastasiia and welcome to my YouTube channel where we talk about fashion, the history, the industry, the trends and more. I'm happy to have you here. So today I thought we should talk about what is an academia style. Just, dig a little bit into this rather popular term and, find out whether it's new, whether it's old, what does it mean, what is it? Well, starting with the basics. Today, when someone is referencing academia style, they usually and actually mean academia aesthetic. At this point, you may as well ask me, what the hell is an aesthetic? Like, what do you mean? So basically, aesthetic is something in between style and subculture. So it's larger than style, like romantic style and grunge style, because it includes not only the visuals, but also the activities, the time spending, the interests. But still, it is kind of less involving than subculture, because you can, kind of enter different aesthetics and tap into it without changing like your whole life. Which can be done, but can be undone as easily. Okay, now that we've realized that aesthetic is a lot about lifestyle, let's talk about what does academia aesthetic in particularly include. If I had to put it into just one sentence, I would say romanticizing intellectual activities. And that is basically what stays in the very core of this aesthetic, like romanticizing playing chess, reading books, burning candles, drinking coffee, writing poems. What else do they do? Listening to the music, especially the classical music, being fascinated by architecture, going to art galleries and to the museums, as well as music stores, coffee shops, and drinking loads and loads of coffee, which I already told you, but coffee and books are also at the core of this aesthetic. Of course, there are differentiations within the academia aesthetic, and there are different, let's say, groups, which are kind of different, but not too much, but still. Well, the largest and the first one to come to existence is dark academia, and that is probably what you hear the most. But that, of course, is not all, because where there is dark, there is the light. So the second group is light academia. It is smaller and it kind of came into existence after the dark one, and I will tell you a little bit more about each of them on the contrast, because that's easier to understand, I guess. Well, dark academia is more dark, as you could probably realize, both in the color palette of the photos and the clothing and so on and so forth, and also in the ideas, like they are romanticizing death, loneliness, being heartbroken, like, all those things that basically romantic novelists of 18th and 17th centuries were writing a lot about. And the light academia, on the contrast, includes lighter shades, like they were less black and more cream and whites, and they also kinda closer to the cottagecore, because their lifestyle includes picnics and dreaming about happiness and how they're whole with their own and with the world, and how the world is beautiful, and so on and so forth. So they are kind of a little bit more, not a little bit, they're probably a lot more positive about the life. And there is also such thing as classic academia, and classic academia is basically a mix of both. If you don't know what exactly you're doing, or just don't want to go into the very direct definition, or you're both, that is a classic academia. As far as we're talking about fashion on this channel, let's talk about fashion behind academia aesthetic. Basically, it is preppy style minus sportswear aspect of it, plus solidly neutral and majorly brown color palette with some pops of black and white and cream now and then. Otherwise, it's pretty much the same. Lots of layering, button-downs and vests, wide leg trousers and pleated skirts, loafers and Oxford boots, turtlenecks and cardigans, tote bags and backpacks, wearing bows in your hair and the berets, and you got it. I'm probably also exerting the pictures here or somewhere on the screen, so you've got the general idea of what I'm talking about. All in all, it looks like a private school uniform mixed with a little bit of old money, mixed with how your professor in the university were probably dressed. Okay, and the last point I wanted to talk to you about today is whether it's a new or old thing. Well, you might have heard first about it in 2020, but in fact, dark academia as a phenomenon is not much older. It was originated during the Tumblr era, so around 2010, 2015. However, it wasn't nearly as popular as other Tumblr aesthetics like Sync Queens or Pastel Goals. However, it was there, and then thanks to the TikTok and popularization of it, and probably the fact that teenagers are one of the biggest groups that are using TikTok, and well, at one point online school education is fun, but when you're spending more than 1 year in your room without your friends, I guess that's probably depressing. So as a whole, I feel like a little bit of nostalgia about school, but if you're romanticizing school, you might as well romanticize it in a more definitive way, which is exactly an academia aesthetic. All in all, thanks to the TikTok, now the whole world knows what is that. What is dark academia, what is light academia, what is academia aesthetic, and they know it as one of the biggest aesthetics that exists today. Okay guys, that is everything I have to tell you today about the academia style, academia aesthetic. If you have watched this video up to the end, up to this point, please leave me one of the neutral hearts, like white if you're on the light academia side, if you prefer it, black if you prefer dark academia, and brown if you are neutral and you kind of like both, in the comments below. Like this video, subscribe to this channel, I'm newbie to the YouTube, that will really support me, and if you're interested in seeing more content made by me, check out my other social media. I'm on Telegram, I'm on Instagram, I'm on TikTok, I'm on Pinterest, and other than that, I'll see you next Wednesday. Nice day, everybody.